Good day. This 88th day, meaningful moments, 365 days. Moon energy. Moon energy. I don't know how many of you are familiar with that, but we all feel it in different ways and perceive it. And I'm sure you've heard of the different studies and even just the stories of the full moon and what it can create, or what seems that it influences in us humans, but it's really in all life. So I wanted to share with you this meaningful moment that came to me this morning as I was waking and kind of in that twilight period before dawn has really come upon us. So I'm definitely a sun worshiper, feeling really close to grandfather sun, and grandmother moon has always been one that's eluded me a bit and somewhat more mysterious, and even sometimes feeling like I don't feel settled with it. It kind of feels like it disrupts me a little bit. And I think about this moon energy piece. In the last week, there was so many different things happening, and really it seemed like new pathways that were being opened up. Really an exciting time. And, it was the highlight was the weekend came and we were with family, and it was just a really lovely time. And yesterday then was the piece where, the full moon had already come, and we went out for a long walk in the afternoon, and it was really pretty brisk out. Because of the wind, it was really blowing quite hard, and we were in an open prairie area, and the sky was just so immense and so big. And we had this encounter earlier that morning with the blue heron. I had told you about that in the meaningful moments yesterday. And then we were out at this big open prairie where there's a lake, and we saw a hawk landed very close to us up in a tree, and then would swoop out over the lake, come back and land in another tree. And we were just kind of mystified with all of that, and with these interesting trees that were really gnarly and old, and a little spooky in a way, because they were so kind of twisted and turned, and like what you would see in a spooky movie kind of thing. They were really powerful and really big, like 3 people would have to stand around to stretch your arms out and go around the trunk. And what I'm sharing with you about this was just that this moon energy is like subtly working on the land and on everything around us. And at this time when there's such accelerated and rapid transformation that's happening for all of us. And I came upon this tree where it was in the middle of the prairie and had a clearing, like a fairy circle all the way around it. And it was really lush green amidst all this other dry reeds and brush and bramble. And it was just lush green, a big circle around this one tree. And then we noticed that there was some like fire area right nearby, and could have been a fire pit with some interesting stones around it, and it just felt like magic. Again, all of this on the full moon day, and just feeling that kind of energy with all of it. So then back to this moment where, we process all that, we come home, we have a beautiful afternoon, explore some new places, and we're resting in the evening, and we're talking about these different things, and we get ready to go to sleep. And I remember, oh yes, I wanted to take my different crystals and stones and lay them in the moonlight to receive their energy. And then in that twilight, when I woke up this morning, I could feel the crystals, like as I laid my hands over them, that they had really absorbed so much of that moon energy, and they were really glistening. So again, there's this influence that's happening, and it's these subtle perceptions that we get. And with this moon energy, it really cautioned me to stop and integrate more deeply. So my hesitation was about, getting onto social media today. And of course we have this meaningful moments, but it was really about being able to share this little piece and then draw more inward. And that's what this moon energy feels like as we come into this week. Interestingly enough, it coincides for those of you that are practicing from a Christian, perspective. This whole week is the Holy Week. And while I'm not a religious practicing Christian, I definitely carry a lot of Christ-like Christian, but not in the religious context, Christ-like consciousness, perspectives. And I could just feel these subtle influences, and how Easter falls after that lunar cycle. So, we have this interchangeable date that happens from year to year. So whatever it is that you might be experiencing, from the full moon, from Easter week, from Holy Festival, from whatever perspective you're looking at it from, or just the fact that it's the lunar cycle and that we're cycling around again and we're moving into the season more strongly of spring, it is definitely influencing us, this moon energy. And so if you have that opportunity, or maybe you've already noticed how it's influencing or even feeling like it's affecting you, I would say listen to what that is for you, what message it brings to you, what messengers are coming to you. And perhaps you'll feel a sense of needing to pull inward and to integrate what is coming forth at this time, because it is like germinating seeds under the earth right now. That's really like outside what's happening right now. And if you have those chances to maybe take those walks and just get a little bit more in touch with the earth, that was really helpful yesterday, and it kind of felt like it brought me back in. And contrary to some of the things my mind wants to do, there's something else my body is saying, which is like coming down, and telling me to take that deep breath, stay more in this present moment, and to trust that. And that's really what it always comes down to, is the ability to hone in and develop the skill to trust yourself and what it is that your body is telling you, and how to align that body and the mind together so that they're moving in the same direction and not going in opposite directions, and finding the ways to make that happen for yourself, whether it's in your family, personal life, your individual life, and whatever activities you're going on, or your work life. How to create the kind of world where you can align all those pieces together in a truly holistic way, and live from this premise that you can really honor and respect that is coming to you from all those different information centers, our brains, more than one, and how to be able to really get clear on what you're being told, and then being able to follow that, kind of that obedience part, which so many of us have rebelled against at times or resisted, but how to become more in that flow of it. And all of this, I think, is coming about right now, and for some reason it feels very strongly connected to this moon energy. So for you today, in this new full moon, and all the names it goes by, may it work deeply, subtly, and yet profoundly to move you in your transformations. Oh, hey.